Is this number 2? Is health and maintenance, is an HMO number 2? Like 1,
Yeah.
2? Okay.
Yeah. You could say that.
Alright.
So why don't we
managed care plan.
take a quick break?
HMOs are under managed care plan.
So the traditional indemnity plan had these characteristics. When you went to the doctor kept the fee. I mean, you paid an office visit, right? All right, enter the HMOs. The HMOs, HMO of Pennsylvania, was the first managed care plan. The first managed care plan in the United States. Started in part by Leonard Abramson. It was really his idea. He was a Temple grad, by the way. Became a billionaire from studying the HMO. So how's the HMO work? The insured selects a primary care physician, family doctor. Well, there's nothing unusual there, right? Everybody pretty much had a family doctor. So, but the plan required you to select a primary care physician. And that primary care physician had to be what? That's right, in network. The insured had to select a primary care physician from the network, the HMO network. Okay? So, a lot of people were resistant to this. So, look, my doctor's not in your network, I'm not joining your plan. Because I go to this doctor, I've gone to him for 30 or 40 years, this is older people, and they resisted it. So young people, I was a young man at the time, they went to the HMO. Why? Because it was cheap. For one thing, they didn't have a deductible. What did they have? Copay. And the copay initially was $2. My doctor was charging $50 for an office visit. They were charging $2. I felt like going to the doctor, tossing him $2 just to say hi. You know, $2. So, copay was something new, right? And it went over well with the young people. Plus, they were cheaper. The premiums were cheaper for HMO. I say, so picture the market now. Young people start to migrate to the HMOs. Older people are staying with the Blue Cross. What do we call that when that happens? Adverse selection. Adverse selection, because what was happening is young people were moving away from the Blue Cross plans, and they were being stuck with the older folks who have all kinds of physical issues, right? Okay. The insured selects a primary care physician from the HMO network. Hey, when they first started out, it was slim pickings. I had to leave my doctor. I wished him well. And I picked somebody out of the book, but no idea who it was. Near me, that was good enough. Fine. So I went to one of the doctors from the HMO network. Okay? Now why did they want that? Because this primary care doctor acts as a gatekeeper, right? You've heard that term, the gatekeeper? The gatekeeper standing at the gate when you're trying to get through to a specialist, right? Gatekeeper stands there, whoa, where you going? Well, I need to see a neurosurgeon. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Tell me about it. So in other words, in order for you to get to that specialist, what did you have to get? A referral, right? You had to get a referral. And you could only get the referral from the family doctor. So what they were doing was really brilliant. What they they were doing was they were saying, you know what, people self-diagnose all the time, and they don't do a great job at it. And they say to themselves, you know what, I just ate a 10-course meal, I feel a little heaviness in my chest, I better go to a heart surgeon, right? No, maybe you better eat less, right? So what happens is you go to the gatekeeper, you go to the family doc, and the family doc says, listen, you're okay, you don't need to go see a heart surgeon. I've checked out your heart, it's okay, but you do need to eat a little less in one sitting, okay? So you say, oh, thanks, doc, and you leave. Meanwhile, what just happened? The HMO saved how much money, right? I mean, they're paying this doctor, this family doctor, but they're not paying the heart surgeon. You see what I mean? So the specialists got hammered by the HMOs because the HMOs were set up to limit access to them, right? They were not very happy about them. The gatekeeper was doing her job. How does the gatekeeper get paid? The doctor signs a contract, even today. The doctor signs a contract with the HMO. And there's good news and bad news. The good news is, you've got plenty of patients for you, doc. You sign on that dotted line, they're all coming your way, right? Doc says, that's great. But we've got some bad news for you too. This was initially head on. $2, you get to keep the $2. Plus, we will pay you a monthly capitation fee. Capitation just means per head. So if I've got 100 patients, if I've got 100 people who pick me as their family doctor, right? I get a certain capitation fee per person every month, whether they come in or not. Initially, it was like $5. So I'm getting $500 a month, plus if they do come in, I hit them for $2 more. Now it's different than that today, right? Capitation fees probably, I don't know what it is, $15, $20 a head. What's the copay today? Right, $20, $25, even for an HMO, right? Monthly capitation fee, plus they keep the copay. You see the differences though. See the difference between this plan and that plan? This plan says you can pick any doctor you want. Go to any specialist you want. See, it wasn't focused on costs. Back in the 70s and the 80s, medical care inflation was going through the roof. Yes, Ross?
So how would the monthly payments be different?
Well, the Blue Cross plan is paying what's called, I'll put it up here. They're paying what's called a reasonable and customary charge. So once you blew through the $500 annual deductible, remember I told you that? Once you blew through that, your next visit, you said to the doctor's office people, hey, I don't pay this time, I'm through my $500, and now you bill Blue Cross for my office visit. What Blue Cross would do is they would pay the doctor the reasonable customary charge, which just means the average cost of an office visit in that geography, that city, okay? It might have been $50.
I'm saying for the patient, like, would the monthly fee be different for HMO and traditional?
Well, remember, the patient here is paying an office visit charge, which was about $50 at the time the HMO showed up. And here they're paying a $2 copay. As far as the premium, the HMO's premium was less than the Blue Cross premium. Okay, is that pretty much covered?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So, and of course, here you've got open access to all doctors and specialists, but here you don't. You pick one family care doctor, and you need that referral to get to that specialist. Now, suppose you forget you go to the specialist without getting the referral. What do you think happens?
They turn you away.
That's right. They don't pay anything. They say, oh, that's such a shame. We're sorry. Tashara?
I was gonna ask, do you need like special requirements to get into an HMO, or I could just go sign up?
Oh, yeah, you could just sign up, yeah. You could just sign up. So, I like HMOs, I think they're fine. Mark?
Are they kind of considered bad nowadays because it makes doctors pressured to see as many patients as possible, so they kind of just breeze through people?
There really is no incentive for them to overcharge or
I'm
to
not saying overcharge, I'm saying
Oh,
they
see
try to
as many.
as many people in a day as possible.
To
so
get
they
the
kinda
co-pays?
just- Yeah, to breeze, so they kind of just breeze through.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's possible. I think it's possible that's a motivation for them. But I think it's unlikely. But it's possible, right? It's possible you'd have somebody. Hey, how you doing? You all right? You're looking good. All right, there you go. Right? It's possible, right? It's possible you could get somebody like that. It does. You know, they have an incentive to see patients so they can get the copay. I agree with you. Okay, so that is our HMO, and that's how that works. And there's no out-of-network benefit. If you go out of network, you're on your own. Now, yes, Pat?
I'm sorry, what's number 5 say? I said it's copay.
$2. Okay, then comes the next form of managed care, which is the preferred provider organization. Okay, and of course that's our PPO. The PPO says, you know what? You can go to any doctor in network. Any doctor in the network. You don't have to pick one family doctor. You don't have to pick one. You can go to any doctor you want as long as that doctor is in their network. Okay, so that's a big change. It's a big change. Okay? And you don't need a referral to see a specialist. As long as the specialist is in the network, right? They want somebody in the network because that's somebody they have negotiated the fees with. That person has signed the contract with them, what that doctor is going to get paid. So we have no gatekeeper in a PPO, no gatekeeper, no referrals. The copay is usually a little higher. Is anybody here in a PPO? Okay, Teresa, what is your copay?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. My copay is $35, but it's $50 for specialists. So that's how they got away with, not got away. That's how they managed the whole specialist thing, because I think what was happening is people were going for the referral, and then they needed the specialist, so the insurance company's paying twice for something they could have paid once for. So they deter someone from just running to a specialist by giving you a higher copay. So.
I think you're absolutely right. It's very common today for the PPO to charge, say, $35 for an office visit, but if you to the family doc. But if you go to a specialist, it'll be $50, which is usually higher. Absolutely right.